Hello, 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 and welcome to Larger Curves tonight. Thanks for bearing with me. You know what? I got downstairs, started talking to my mom, and we were looking at that sweet potato pie. And I was like, let me warm that up. I got time. But that was the seconds on the thing, not the minutes. Anyway, thanks for being here at Larger Curves today. You know what? Happy Indigenous Peoples Day. You know, I hope that you are thankful and grateful for everything in your life that God's blessing you with, including the leftovers, y'all. Including the leftovers. Okay? Okay. You know, I've been so busy lately that I owed you a freaking live. And last time I went live, we were talking so long about the other things that we didn't even get a chance to talk about the other things. So, what we are doing tonight is we're having a leftovers and recaps open panel. That's what we're doing. And we're going to talk about all the wonderful shows on Bravo right now. You know I'm in a love-hate relationship with freaking Bravo. But right now I love it. They got 5 shows on for me. Okay, let the entertainment ensue. I was so happy that you were going live tonight because Sam and I are burned out on Hallmark Christmas movies. He said, thank God. Something different, right? Oh my gosh. Well, I am about to, as soon as we get done with this, I told my son I will not be longer than 2 hours tops because we got 5 shows to talk about. So, yes, as soon as I get off of here, we're gonna watch. Darn, I keep forgetting the name of it, but it has Ludacris in it, and it's on Disney Plus. And then I think that other guy's name is RHOM, and it looks so funny. I started it, and then I was like, let me go live, and then I'm gonna finish it with my son later. So luckily, it's only 5. We'll be out of here before 7, y'all. But I am thankful and grateful that you guys appreciate that I'm something different than a Hallmark movie, right? Right. Okay. Here's what's going to happen. I'm dropping the link. Yep. Dropping the link. Because this is going to be a panel. And we can jump around. Hello, Miss Bug. Yes. Yes. Thank you for being here during the season, for remembering what's matters most in life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to kick it off by talking about, of course, Married to Medicine. We could start there. Married to Medicine, because you know why I want to start there? Here, I'm going to show you why I want to start there. So what had happened was, you know, I'm snarky, you guys. I'm a very nice person, but I'm snarky, right? And I'm asking God to deal with me on my snark, because people be taking it the wrong way. Like, I'm literally just making a sarcastic joke. And people, especially dogs, when they get hit, they holler. So let's take a look at who I had holler in the Instagrams while we're letting people come in and starting the show with Married to Medicine. So I'm going to go here, go home. And then I'm going to go to this heart right here. Because, ooh, the people were getting at me in the comments, guys. People were getting at me in the comments. Let's see. Erin, did I already thank you for being here, beautiful? Thank you for being here, Erin. I appreciate it. OMG, Ann, you just got here. Thank you for coming through. You know, Ann was like, I haven't caught a live in 3 weeks. And I was thinking, well, damn, I have caught a live in the past 2 weeks, but I haven't done it properly by notifying the person first. I was put on. But this evening, I was like, let me do it properly. Right. Thank you, Ann, for being here. Okay, so this is my Instagram. And you can see these long comments. Ooh, we were going back and forth in the comments today. You want to know why? Because I have opinions. You know I'm a Heavenly's angel. Okay? You know I'm a Heavenly's angel. So I was perusing through Instagram and saw this. Hello, Lauren. Yes, thanks for coming through. So I saw this on the Real Sweet Teas page, the new girl on, is my music too loud? Let me see. You know, I'm from the 80s. I love loud music. If it's not rattling, then it's not tattling. All right? All right. So I was perusing Instagram, and on the Instagrams, I saw, right on. Yes, yes. Awesome. I'm so grateful for each of you. So I was on Instagram, and I follow Sweet Tea. I like her. And you know why I swallow? You know why I follow Sweet Tea? Because Dr. Heavenly told us to. When she first started hanging out with Sweet Tea, she said, you girls, go and follow Sweet Tea. And so that's how I came to follow Sweet Tea. Because I swear, as a Heavenly's angel and as a person who does their due diligence and own research, so far, the things that Dr. Heavenly has told me to do have profited me and made my life better. So when Dr. Heavenly suggested that I follow the Real Sweet Tea, who's going to be Dr. Gregory's new wife after he quadding him, you know, hey, if you like it, I love it. Just going over there to support, right? So I've been following her. And I see this on her page today. I guess it's a preview for what's going to happen on Married to Medicine. So you see here from the scene, I don't know if you guys can see the words there. I'll let you see the words. Here. You can hear the words too.
Just go sit your ass down over there and eat that beef Wellington before I put my foot up your ass. Are you kidding? You're not gonna do it. I'm talking about it. I thought you don't love you so much. Heavily acting like she ain't do nothing. Like, girl, just go sit your ass down over there and eat that beef Wellington before I put my foot up your ass. Are you kidding? You're not gonna do it. I'm talking about it. I thought you don't love you so much. Heavily acting like she ain't do nothing. Like, girl, just go sit your ass down over there and eat that beef Wellington before I put my foot up your ass. Are you kidding? You're not gonna do it. I'm talking about it. I thought you don't love you so much. Heavily acting like she ain't do nothing. Like, girl, just go sit your ass down over there and eat that beef Wellington before I put my foot up your ass. Are you
kidding? Okay, so you guys heard it for yourself. What this lady just said. And so I was like, I said this comment first. I said, but she got you a job. Let's go over here. I was just being snarky, you guys. You know me. I'm just being snarky, okay? But she got you a job on TV. Ungrateful much? She's a friend enough to put money in your pocket. That's the best kind of friend you need in these days. At least you're at least she's not trying to control you like your new husband. Look, she put it out there, you guys. The only one that's trying to control you is Toya, and you love it. Toya ended up falling out with all her friends that she ends up bringing on the show. So count your days. And how is Heavenly your problem? The ladies on the show love checking for the HBIC. Nobody comes for the ankles of underlings. And then I topped it off. Look, you guys, I tripled down and I said, at Dr. Heavenly is the best thing on at Bravo TV. You guys. So, look, I did come to this lady's page and I did say this because I feel like that confessional talking about go sit down before I do violence upon thee while you guys are at a job where you literally talk about each other, you know. And so far, in my personal opinion, when we get into the recap, I don't feel like what Dr. Heavenly said about her maybe wanting to take a little time before she walks down the aisle with this man after he's revealing himself to be controlling is such a bad idea. I personally don't think it's a bad idea. Now, saying it at the wedding shower is also, hey, you guys are on TV. I'm not sure when else it was going to get said. And since it was technically said in the lady's presence, she wasn't going behind the lady's back talking about her, you know. I mean, she knew if she said it in that room where the lady just walked out of, when she walked in, the people was going to tell her what she said. So she practically said it in front of the lady that I think you might want to wait. This is all a sign. It's costing an extra 20 G's. And G already said he spends all the money he needs to spend. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I thought it was a girl looking out for another girl's best interest. But no. People took this comment and decided it needed 53 replies. First, we have Martha Rise Up. And you guys are, I'm going to think this is really funny. Look, Martha Rise Up starts with me. Like all I said was my thought. Nobody has to respond to my thought. Nobody has to. It's just like I didn't have to respond to Sweet Tea's post, but I chose to. But anything beyond my choice is also that other person's choice. So you see here, we have 53 choices of interaction. Martha Rise Up says, Large Curves, are you her personal assistant? But let's look at what Martha Rise Up's thing says. I thought this was so funny. I don't argue. You guys, look. She started with me, y'all. So this is obviously a misrepresentation of Martha Rise Up, okay? Because she does indeed argue with people on the internet without blocking them. Let's continue. Yeah. So then we start getting down here. The best thing, yeah, that's what I said. So then I tell Martha Rise Up, is that a prerequisite when you have eyes and intellect and can form a rational thought? I'm not her assistant. Are you Sweet and Sour Security? That's my new name for Sweet Tea, you guys. Sweet and Sour. I made it up. I'm just being funny, though. I'm just being funny. You know how we make up names for everybody. Sweet and Sour, Heavenly. People sometimes call her Hellish. Dr. Simone, sometimes they call her Overbite. You know, there's all kind of names for people. And it was just this particular scene. I was like, oh, she's just as sweet and sour. Like she's sweet and sour to me anyway. So I was like, sweet and sour's thing. And then somebody was like, Larger Curve. Somebody said, yes. And then they're like, so Martha's one really wants to know why I'm here. Why are you on Sweet Tea's page? Go eat the 3rd-day-old turkey before I put my foot up your at $. And some people thought that was funny. And then the real Sweet Tea decides to tell me something, y'all. The real Sweet Tea. So right here, you can see that's the real Sweet Tea. larger curve. She needed me and damn near begged me to be on the show. I have receipts. I can care less about the money. We have money and don't need the headache. Now, while she got 34 likes, of course, I can't say much because when I tried to respond to at her, it wouldn't let me at her. And so, like right now, uh, I guess I hurt her feelings or triggered her or something because if I go to reply, I think it blocks me. Watch. See, it won't let me post a comment with her name in it. So, yeah, that's what you get. That's what you get. So, I had posted that and I was like, look, look, look. So then after Martha's Rise Up said that to me, I was like, oh, yep, you're her security. And making threats for your pretend TV boss is so low vibrational that you don't resonate in my frequency. You're off my radar now. And I don't ever respond to her again, but this just triggers her, right? I said go eat your leftovers before I put my foot in your wide A double dollar sign. Okay. And then somebody thought that was funny. And then somebody said, and then I said, come on now, sweet tea. You're on a television show. We get to have opinions. I didn't say anything rude, wrong, or disrespectful. It's an observation as a viewer that you seem a little sensitive. I don't want to trigger you or anything, but you restricted me. So, but I'll catch you on TV. Okay, darling. Okay, darling. Thank you for entertaining us, darling. So then somebody was like, oh, you don't have intellect. And so my response to those kind of people is, oh, you guys got me. You got me. Watch. I'm just like this. Watch. They're like chomp. There are life lessons, but God has given you influence, one of the best currencies that outweighs money. Keep on being you and run with it. Multiple doors open for you. Love you. I'm like, you're just a bona fide hater. And then somebody else said, you don't know what you're talking about. Mariah gave them all a job. And then somebody said, are you serious? A grown 50-plus-year-old woman acting like a high school girl? You're too funny. And then somebody says, you sound slow. You can't believe this mess. You can't believe this mess you took the time to type. So then here I start. I was like, as the queen of slow, you would know. I'm so cheesy, you guys. I'm not even serious with this stuff. These trolls are hilarious. That's all you got? You're proving my point. It's definitely given that she needed you for a storyline. Fresh meat. You keep doing great. You got some real fans, and we can't wait to see you grow. I was like, I guess you told me, huh? And then I said, well, I agree with your statement. That's not my exact vicinity. It was more an observation. You are correct, though. Mariah is the ultimate reason for the season. Hashtag free Mariah. Okay? Hashtag free Mariah. Yeah, it's always the slow, trying to identify the slow. That part. That's what I'm saying. Like, like I can have a whole argument and not call you a name. Like I grew up on Equalizer, the original version, where like he would make you feel like a teeny tiny quirk of a being, and with his words by just slicing you to smithereens, as Kenya would say to the white meat, without using one swear word. It would just be like all innuendo and slighted insults. And so I like that way of cussing people out instead of like having to like resort to calling a full on, like, whatever. Anyway. So somebody says, oh, so then I told that person, I don't want to grow up. I'm just having fun, for real, for real. And then people like really start going sideways. Heavenly got her the job to save her friend's job. Let's be real. I like Quad, but she doesn't have a storyline. Heavenly got Sweet Tea on there and turned against her, which wasn't cool. And then somebody thought it was messed up to say. And and then somebody tells me I can't lick both sides of the spoon. Do they not know who they're talking to? Like, really? And then there are all anyone who roots for Dr. H is as toxic as her. I detest toxicity and anything or anyone that represents it. It's a no for me. You know, okay. I was like, well, you told me, huh? I guess I said I can actually do whatever I want. I guess you told me, huh? Uh Girl, your ass sounds stupid. Just because someone offer you a job doesn't give them the right to constantly make a joke of you every conversation. Heavenly has no storyline. She's making sweet tea her story. All Heavenly has to do is make up all Heavenly do is make up shit and stir the pot. So anyway, you guys, back and forth, because we are serious about our freaking married to medicine. The people are triggered by Dr. Heavenly. Um, and I was just like, yep, I'm a Heavenly's angel. I ride with the good Dr. Heavenly, who is one of the smartest women in the room. I would actually suggest to my daughter that she takes any advice Heavenly has to offer. Yep, I would. I really would. I would. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Heavenly's angel or a boopy for life. You know, I'm just saying that because that's my opinion. And that's what we're here for. Anyway, so on the show, Married to Medicine, we are about to get into the next scene. Ooh, Dr. Heavenly is getting off the list because I guess everybody was upset because last episode they had the bridal shower. And at the bridal shower, that's the best part, was at the bridal shower they're all sitting there in 90s getting rubbed on by men. Did Phaedra set the men up? Because you know she'd be having a stable, uh allegedly did, but they had some hot chocolate in red satin shorts, and everybody was in their lingerie wear with lace and satin everywhere, sitting around getting their feet rubbed on and their shoulders rubbed on and whipped cream licked off. And of course, Toya's always trying to catch Heavenly up. So she goes and squirts whipped cream on Heavenly, trying to get the guy to lick it off. But Heavenly gets it off herself because she's a smart married woman. You know, that's what smart married women do. You get your own whipped cream off, especially on TV. You don't want all that on TV. Just like Dr. Damon sits with his hands up. Like there's, nope, not catching me. Nope. See, that's why they still married, you guys, but everybody's hating. Anyway, a whole other story. So, but then Phaedra ends up getting no. Before that, oh my God. Wasn't it so weird how Sweet and Sour got in a fight with her sister? Like that was so weird. Like that was, I don't know where that came from, but I guess I understand because, you know, in families, that can be the dynamic where just one word that to us didn't sound like anything, but to that person, they know exactly what that other person meant because that's their dynamic, right? All I heard her sister say was, I didn't hear her say anything bad, but whatever she said, Sweet Tea decided she needed some more attention and wanted to be more of a bridezilla, and was very upset at her sister because the planner called her to tell her she needed another 20 G's to get the wedding to Dr. G pulled off because they had to change venues. So yeah, okay, that does make sense then. Okay, you usually take it out on the person that's closest to you. So, case in point, Sweet and Sour gets a call that it's going to cost $20,000. She hangs up. Her sister, who's literally her twin, closest to her, sitting next to her also at that moment, turns to her and says, whatever she says is not the right thing because it's the closest person to her. So you are about to get it because you're the closest to me. Bam. That's what happened. So they totally got into it. They had a screaming match. Dr. Simone knows enough to get up and walk her to the bathroom. And try to calm her down. But while they're gone, Dr. Heavenly, being honest as always, holding nothing back, giving us authentic, real reality TV, says, you guys, that's a sign. Like, and I would have thought it was, you know how like if it rains on your wedding, that's a sign too. So it's a sign that you might be in for something on this marriage if you decide to go through with it. And there are all these hiccups before it trying to like stop you from doing it. You know, 20 stacks is like a lot of money to even not regular people. They would thought, I mean, I hope, you know, as far as like, you know, investment and stuff, they would think about it at least a little, but that's like that's a substantial amount of money, especially in these days. I mean, you can probably get like 3 pounds of potatoes and a gallon of gas a day for a month or two. Anyway, that's just with inflation. But I don't know, that's a lot of money, along with him being controlling, along with him not wanting to help, along with whatever else had happened, along with Sweet Tea letting it be known, tequila or not, that there was things that Quad told us, the viewers, the loyal viewers of Married to Medicine since Mariah Huck days, that the things Quad told us was true. Some of the things were in fact true about Dr. G. She was right about a few things. Okay? Sweet and Sour has even said this. All that being said, the only thing I heard Dr. Heavenly say, and I don't know, this is, I can hear through her being funny and all of that stuff, I guess, because what I heard her say was, why would we let her go through what we saw Quad come through? Why wouldn't we try to help steer her in the best place for her as a woman? It wasn't, oh, I hate you, I don't want you to ever get married. It wasn't, oh, you don't deserve to be around us. It wasn't, oh, you don't deserve to be married. It wasn't even like what you're going to do what I say. It was simply an observation in the middle of a blow up moment. So obviously things aren't honky dory, as Kathy likes to say. But yeah, I didn't see anything really wrong with it. I was surprised that she literally said what everybody was thinking. She literally, to me, said what everybody was thinking. So after that, then Phaedra gets a freaking text, says, I'm here. I'm on my way up. She gets up. She walks over to the door. Who was on the other side of the door except for Quad Webb herself? So here comes Quad in this all nude, sexy undergarment number with the hair and the makeup and everything. And hey, people have told me on other lives and really got at me about these ladies having to go to work and having to show up at places they're not invited to and having to show up at places they're not welcome at and showing up uninvited and always come with an excuse. I always get pushed back whenever I would stand up for it, to the degree where I took it in. I looked at it from a viewer perspective and from a work related perspective. And I was able to like literally reassess my perception that when people who are uninvited go on cast trips for a show that they're paid per episode, that it's in their interests for their bottom line to be in as many scenes as possible. Therefore, if you're not invited, go. If you're not wanted, go. If you know you're going to be trouble, go. If you know what, or pop up. I mean, ever since the Jill Zarin days on freaking Real Housewives of New York, we've been getting pop-ups of unwanted people on trips, right? So I don't know. I thought that it was fabulous. I thought that it was, I don't know. It was weird. It's very weird, but so was everything else that had just happened in that scene. Everything else that had just happened in that scene was so beyond weird, you know? for it to be a happy-go-lucky bridal shower with all of that chocolate men in red satin shorts all over the place, willing to rub anything you got, any knots you have. Like that was just a weird waste of a scene. I mean, that could have been like not waste, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, it was a lot of tension. So when Quad walks in, Heavenly, who loves Quad IRL and who hadn't seen Quad IRL, was so excited when she saw her. She was like, "Oh my God!" Ran over and gives her a hug and jumps up and is talking to her. And so here comes Toya the hater, Toya the regulator, Toya the wine, the concierge. Yes, because freaking here comes Toya. She can't stand it. She can't stand Toya. Toya can't stand Quad so much, and Heavenly even less, that those two together being happy, embracing, being excited to see each other. Nobody's ever that excited to see Toya that I ever seen on the show. Not one person has ever been that excited to see Toya Marie. I don't even know her middle name. But that was a nice little cute reunited scene. So then here comes Toya. Oh, Heavenly, that's your friend now? That's your friend now? Like, because remember Toya had been lying to everybody talking about Dr. Heavenly was trying to spread rumors about Quad, and Quad needed to not be her friend. She's always trying to break, like she just doesn't want anybody to be Quad or Heavenly's friend. It's bottom line. Toya needs everybody against them because it's better for her. Because like the article just said in Collider, Dr. Heavenly is the new Nene at Bravo. Like, Toya. Uh-oh. Anyway, so then Quad comes in bearing gifts, walks right over to Sweet Tea after the nice embrace from Heavenly, gives Sweet Tea her presents, and Sweet Tea gives her a hug, and they're talking. And I was like, that is some real grown woman stuff right here. Like, that is so progressive to be able to be around the next woman, and it's healthy. Like, sweet and sour isn't the reason that Quad and Dr. G broke up. So, hi, DT. What is good? Been a while. Nice. Yes, everything's excellent. Thanks for coming. We're talking about Married to Medicine right now, but we're having a mashup. I'm almost done. And then we're going to move on to Real Housewives of Potomac. Yes. So, oh, thank you, DT. Yes. Be a curvy today. Yes. Especially after the holiday that just passed. I bet you all got some new curves you may or may not want, huh? It was 13K. Am I the only one who thought the wedding planner is a red flag? Yes. That's what I'm saying. I thought he said it was closer to, I thought he said something about 17. And when he got to 17,000, I was just rounding up to 20,000, but I thought it was 17,000. I thought he said. Yes, red flags. Yes, we saw it. I think Dr. G, being who he is all the flags we need, right? Oh yeah, the money thing explains it all. That was nearly MK. Yeah, that was weird, huh? Like that. I do like Quad, generally speaking, also. Yep, the slow, trying to identify the slow. Let's see where we go. Yeah, the 13K is not enough of a reason to change it's just, and to change a venue. Like, you, before you got the new venue, that was, you don't call me on the phone a couple days later after we already selected you, because I selected you because you were in my budget. So how did you come up with the extra anything K? You know what I mean? Yeah, that was all freaking nutso. Okay. Thick curves always save lives. Yes. Be a curvy today. Yes. It's winter, you guys. Everybody likes them thick in the winter. Yes, 13K. Red flag. Warning, warning, Will Smith. Warning. Oh, not Will Smith. Warning, Will. Warning. You know, on that Lost in Space show. Warning, warning. And the robot would go crazy whenever something lurking was nearby that was dangerous. And he'd start waving his accordion slinky arms and say, warning, warning. Yeah. Anyway, red flag. So I thought it was being progressive. I thought it was being like, okay, let's do some real TV because Married to Medicine, part of the reason we started with it, not only because of that whole Instagram thing, but it's one of my favorite shows on Bravo. It's Black excellence all the way around. So far, there's not a lot of that thing that happened on Housewives where there's just one housewife who's not married, who has nothing going on really except for stirring the pot and other people's thing. Now, people say that about Heavenly, but I don't see that about Heavenly. I see she brings us her family, her business, her university, her dental stuff. She brings us a lot of different aspects of her life. And her marriage is off limits. So I don't know, but she is Married to Medicine. To me, they're the new freaking Cosby without all the SA, okay? But it's IRL. I mean, it's two doctors and professionals in a house. They're both doctors on the other show, Cosby. She was a lawyer, so that's a doctor of justice or whatever. And then the other one was a doctor of psychology. So anyway, that's just an observation. But it's one of the best shows. And I love how on Married to Medicine, we've saved 2 marriages. We've saved 2 marriages. And they would have tried to save Quad's marriage if it hadn't been so unsavable. And they were trying to save Contessa and Scott's marriage, even though everybody thought they were trying to break it up. What I saw was them trying to save it. They were like, you better go talk to that man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one thing I really appreciate about Married to Medicine overall is it's Black professionals that are serving us mess with a message, doing things in real life that really validate and uplift their real life community. It's not just for homeless and toothless people for TV, you know, and they really do affect change in the community in a positive way, you know, beyond just having the latest Birkin, Kyle, you know, like, anyway, I'm not sure when the last time Kyle got on a health bus and went and distributed, you know, vaccine gear to the needy during the freaking demic. But yeah, I mean, it's a real show with real life people really changing the world for the better, in my opinion. So when Toya started yelling, literally yelling, she couldn't take her wine down. She was just showing her all out ass. I mean, her ass was already out. So for her to just go in like this was so Toya. Oh my gosh. She needs all the attention. I think she is a Sagittarius too. They love all the attention. So Quad walks in, they're hugging. Toya has to make it really uncomfortable. Instead of allowing a graceful moment to be a graceful moment, Toya's actually the one who takes it to Ratchetville and Ghetto Sphere with her. Oh, you just gonna hug her? You said you didn't want her around yesterday. Oh, you're so fake. Oh my goodness. Like, and totally like, I was like, really, Toya? Like, that could have been a beautiful moment. And you just had to ruin it because you're such a freaking hater. Because you're not even having wine in your glass at this point. Freaking Toya. That's all haterade in a wine bottle. Makes you a hater, Toya. Anyway, so of course, Sweet and Sour is kind of impressionable. Because as she told me in the comment, she was begged by a stranger to come on a show and came on the show. So it makes sense that Toya berating her into kicking out this woman who has done nothing to you except for that you're sleeping in her old house with her old husband because she divorced his old ass because he was a control freak. Like if that's doing something to a person, then I guess it's doing something to a person. And why was Toya so mad? Why does Toya need Sweet and Sour to hate Quad? That's not even, Quad has done nothing to Sweet and Sour for her to hate her. Except for she got away intact and has an even better house than the one G tried to trap her in with the children he wanted. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure where all that comes from. But in an awkward moment, again, at the awkward bridal shower, when pressured and berated by haterade drinking Toya, Sweet and Sour relented and asked Quad to leave. And that's where the episode ended. So, yeah. Anybody have any thoughts about Married to Medicine? He's certainly not a professional planner. Most would email you a proper invoice detailing the reasons for the price increase. Yeah, don't call me for asking for nothing with a K. Excuse me. I'm going to need it in writing. You know what I'm saying? Prior to switching venues, a new project budget would have also been proposed. Hello. That's like event planning 101. That's red flag city, like, and unprofessional. You know, like, and then why would she have left that call on speaker at her bridal shower? That was weird too. As soon as he started talking about there's a problem, I would have put that shit on regular phone and stepped out and handled my business. She put it on speaker, lets everybody hear about this issue, and then is mad people have a freaking opinion about the number of red flags they see coming up to your special day, darling. But no, of course, Heavenly's the problem. Even though we've seen Simone and Jackie talk about Sweet Tea say the controlling thing, even though we've seen freaking Toya and Sweet Tea talk about it. And you know what I'm saying? But for some reason, Dr. Heavenly gets all the smoke. Even though Phaedra is the one that invited Quad to the bridal shower, Dr. Heavenly ended up off the list. I'm going to have that make sense. So how is the lady who brings the ex to the thing not in any trouble, but the lady who's mentioned the red flags that you put on speakerphone and on film for everybody to ingest, and then made a logical assumption and reasoning behind it, only out of concern for you? Well, that's the problem. Okay. It sounds a little bit more like influence from Toya, and that's why Toya was so giddy in the scene. When you guys see it tomorrow, Toya is going to be so giddy in the scene when Dr. Heavenly isn't getting in. Toya's face is so excited. She's so excited. She loves it. Toya revels in her hater oil. Yes. You don't blame Toya. Well, that's Toya for you. Is her marriage still strong? Look, you know what? She looks happier because with Eugene having lost weight, there's probably more for her to bounce on. So maybe it's getting stronger and stronger every stroke. I mean, every day. You don't blame Toya. Quad went too far last season. And you're going to have to refresh my memory because what did Quad do? Yes, that was weird. Probably production put her up to it. Yeah, it was just weird. Okay, good night, Lauren. Thanks for coming through. But, last season, you mean when, with the whole Anila and saying that stuff about Quad last season? Is that what you're talking about, Anne? Well, that's not Well, but wasn't Toya going around saying that she was sleeping with the contractor too? I mean, it's just tit for tat. It's tit for tat. And I mean, I even thought that that whole robbery convenience. So okay, just CSI with me for 1 second, people. CSI with me for 1 second. The lady who brought you on the show is funking with you and hecka mad, and and didn't they even almost fight or something? Like it was crazy. Um, then your house is broken into. You're in a gated community where there's a one gate in and one gate out with the security booth at the front where everybody on their way in needs to present ID, stop and sign in, make sure the person is home to get in. So it's very, very hard to get in with any kind of anything, right? After all of the funk with Anila, Toya had a party. The night of Toya's party was the night Anila's house was broke into, allegedly. So I'm not saying that Toya did it exactly, but I do think that it was because of her party that the robbers were able to gain entrance into the property somehow, because you needed to be invited into that property in order to get through those gates. And the way that Toya was laughing about it, Toya like literally laughed about it when it happened. And that's an odd response. Even if you're beefing with somebody, I mean, like they used to play tennis and talk about all the other people together, and now you're laughing at her getting broke into and talking so bad about Anila and had a party the night of the freaking break-in. I don't know. It was just like a lot of pieces that wouldn't otherwise fit on the CSI board. And so I don't see what was wrong or what's crazy about people drawing that conclusion that something may have been connected somehow. I'm not saying that Toya had the stuff pawned and went and got Ozempic or went and got the lean shot or whatever she has been doing to look extra, extra this season. But I don't know that. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. All I know is she had an interesting response. She laughed at it. She talked about it. Instead of showing concern, it was kind of like, well, that's what happens. And like that to me, if on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, when Sutton says, what's going on with you is a whole threat, then maybe that's why I took it in that kind of way. The way she says, well, that's what happens, was kind of like a threat in a way. I don't know. That's just crazy talk. I know. But hey. So let's see. Yes, every stroke. Every stroke. Quad accused her of being responsible for the robberies in the neighborhood. That's what I was just talking about. And it was just look at the coinky dink. Look at the coinky dink. Chocolate Capricorn. Hey, I got a phone call. Yes. I hope it stays up too. I don't know if I copywritten anything. Imagine that accusing a Black woman, the doctor's wife, this could have truly impacted Eugene and he's harmless. Quad also said Toya was cheating. Everybody, yeah, she did say Toya was cheating after Toya said she was cheating, didn't she? They said each other were cheating. They've said a lot of horrible things to each other. But that's another thing. Like the innocent bystanders of these comments, yeah, I don't know. It could, I don't know if you being on a show, if everybody just saw what I just saw on the show and had the same pieces to the puzzle, there are a lot of people that could have drawn that conclusion. And I don't think that it was to harm Eugene. was the thought. It's just like, oh, we grow up on CSI, on detective shows. Like, all those pieces are things that on a regular detective show, the detective would have been at Toya's house talking to her. That's all. It's not saying that you did it, but it's saying that the detectives definitely probably to pay Toya a visit. I'm guessing they probably paid anybody a visit that had people into their homes through the gate with the security guard on the day of the robbery. That's what I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm not I'm not even down with the popo like that. But, you know, it just makes sense that Inspector Clouseau would have even went and asked Toya questions about her guests. Did anybody have a moving van? Did anybody have a big ass van? You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. And then also, though, what's up with all the ring cameras in the neighborhood? Nobody's ring was working in the vicinity that they didn't see what pulled up to her house. Anyway, it could have impacted Eugene, and he's harmless. But Eugene was also harmless when his own wife threw a biscuit at his head. Yes, that could have held that. I think that impacted Eugene's career, actually. Having your woman emasculate you on TV, throwing biscuits at you, always being mad and nasty to you, telling the world she's not happy with you and that you need to lose weight so she can get to the peen. Like, that's a lot, you guys. But if people putting pieces of a puzzle together and then saying that seems suspicious is more of a problem than his own wife throwing biscuits at his head, then okay. Okay. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to start nothing. I'm just saying. In a world of what really matters to me, I think I would look at how your wife treats you more than how a stranger treats you who's funking with your wife. You know what I mean? Like, if I was really judging Eugene off of what happens to him on this show, I don't I don't know that people judge Mauricio because the girls say something about him, or if people judge Mauricio because of how Kyle interacts with him. To me, it's how Kyle interacts with him that makes me look and say what I say about Mauricio. And the same in this case. That's all I'm saying. But that's a good point. Gated community could equal inside job. That too. So when the Inspector Clouseau got there, he needed to talk to the gate guy and he needed to check the log of all the people that was coming in the thing. That was the two interviews that was definitely happen on any detective show. The people who let you in the gate and the people who's once you got in the gate, you was going to see. Very good point. Paris Hilton's house was robbed multiple times. Gated community is not relevant. You know, hey, and in that neighborhood too, what happened to all the footage? Nobody's security camera is working in these days. Very interesting. Very interesting. And I don't know, was her house robbed or was it PK and Dorit robbed? I'm just saying. The behavior from Toya makes me side eye for sure. It doesn't set right with me. Yeah, Toya is like a whole other kind of person. She really is. She's good TV. She's a beautiful, gorgeous woman. But she's a whole, yeah, she's a whole Toya. She's a whole Toya. Yeah, I'm going a little in. I'm sorry. I love you guys. Accusing someone of theft, particularly a Black person, is far worse than anything else. Kyle did it to Garcelle. She did do it in that way where she was like, you said you were going to pay and you didn't pay. Yes, she did. And okay, so of all the microaggressions and flat out aggressions that I've seen Garcelle endure on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, I am surprised that the time Garcelle decides to invoke the Blackness of her being was over being told she didn't pay her bill that she didn't pay. It was just really interesting to me. Like, I don't know. It was for sure Kyle bringing it to the public. She was being a bitch. Point blank. She was being a bitch. To have not called that woman for all those months, wait till you get to the reunion, and because she doesn't say something you like, you're like, well, you didn't pay your bill. Well, see, as it turns out, Mauricio's about to pay everybody's bill. But doesn't make it right. Garcelle, I feel, had many other opportunities to invoke her blackness since then and hasn't. So when I go back to that moment, I get torn because I feel like, was that produced by somebody in Garcelle's camp to make that a thing the way that people said it was? Because she hasn't done it since, and there have been other reasons that she could have done it even more so, like the whole overtures at her son and how they didn't support her, you know? And you're right. That is what Kyle did to Garcelle. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But let's move on to Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, on Real Housewives of Potomac, we had the continuation at Ashley's new house, at her seaside home. And the Cookie Monster got there and some other things happened. But in that scene where Mia Thornton, I'm with the next person that can afford me, had the nerve to sit up at that table and tell Wendy that she doesn't stick up for women and she's supposed to be for all women. So, okay, you guys, I did it again. Let me show you. Where can I go for it? Okay, so if I go home, and then I go to the heart, and then I go over here. Let's see. Yeah, I kind of went in on Mia too. Let's see. Let's move my camera. Let's put it like this. Can you see that? So that was this scene.
So, and you can't talk about women's empowerment when the moment you get a chance to beat someone down, you beat them down. Why not uplift me, Wendy?
Because you're slow, I can't uplift you. You're too low down.
So, and you can't talk about women's empowerment when the moment you get a chance to beat someone down, you beat them down. Why not uplift me, Wendy?
Because you're...
So that was this scene. And so I had a lot to say to Mia because Mia just irks me, you guys. I'm sorry. She kind of just irked me. And so we're going into Real Housewives of Potomac. And this is what I had to think about that whole scene. So I even added her. So I don't know if she blocked me too now because I don't know. I act like people should be added when I say stuff. So I say at Miss Mia Thornton is a gaslighting narcissist who has no capacity to take accountability for her gross aggressive behavior and the outright assault on Wendy Acefo. Then be mad that she hasn't forgotten your aberrant behavior when you haven't even apologized properly. One thing is right at Mia Thornton. At Wendy Acefo supports women, not women who act like animals. You need to try harder to be likable, not just create moments for TV. Keep up the good work entertaining us. See, I try to leave on a positive note. I try to always end it on a positive note to let people know that it's just a thought. It's just an observation. It's no hard feelings. Okay? No hard feelings. Let's see. Uh-oh. Anne says, "Oh my gosh, thank you, Anne. A seaside house not near the sea is like a fashion show without fashion. How dreadful." Dwight. Yes, I saw he got married. Did you guys see Dwight got married? Yes, Shavy. Right on. Shout out. Thank you, Anne, for the support. I love it. I love it. So, Real Housewives of Potomac. Look at eyebrows back there. I don't know why they even let eyebrows back. She was so lying last season. Everything that came out of her mouth was literally proven by the eighth housewife to be a lie, a fallacy, a freaking. She's Delulu, you guys. Delulu. And they have her back for what? Like, give me some authentic people that keep it real at least. At least keep it a little real. Okay? A little. A little real. So, okay, on Real Housewives of Potomac, the part that interested me most on there was, in fact, when Wendy goes to Candace and tells Candace that her and Ashley's seventh head made up, and Candace warned Wendy the reason Ashley's head is so big is because it's full of lies and that she needed to watch out. I loved it. That's exactly what happened. So then fast forward to the what's that called? That's not a christening. The first communion. The kids, Wendy's beautiful sons, had their first communion. And at the communion, everybody wore white and yellow. Wendy looked gorgeous. The kids were dressed as twins. And Eddie would look handsome. That color yellow he had on was excellent. And then I know everybody's already talking about it, but it appeared to me that Wendy's mom was much lighter than I remember her as far as her skin, you guys. And it was a little off-putting because I was like, who that lady? And then I realized that was Wendy's mom. And then I spent it was very distracting because then I spent the entire rest of the scene trying to remember what she looked like before compared to what she looked like now, and why was it so shocking to see her appear to be a different person because she's so much lighter than I remembered her. And I was like thinking, brain, are you going crazy? And then I thought, no, she perhaps got a hold to some, I'm not sure. But from what the blogs were saying, allegedly there was some bleach involved. To me, she looks lighter. And I've been black pretty much the same color my whole life. I change color twice. When I go out in the sun and my son's in the swimsuit, I can get browner. And then when my tan fades, that brown goes away and I turn back to the color, my resting mocha latte. Okay? So I'll go from a cafe latte to a mocha latte and back to a cafe latte mocha. Okay? So I change two colors. I get a little browner and then I switch back to my resting color. However, what I saw happen was it looked like a whole other color was involved. And I was like, but wait, I never saw that color before. Because it went back to a color that was lighter than the color that was in my memory. So then I went online and I Googled Wendy's mom. And all the pictures of Wendy's mom from the other seasons, I can't find any freaking pictures online of her mom. So then I go back and I'm looking for that scene where she had to take care of Wendy in the hospital when Wendy had the gallstones and everything and her hair was falling out, remember? and they were coming for Happy Eddie, and she had to read for Filth, the filth monster that's green with eyes. And yeah, her mom was a different shade of brown. And it was just so puzzling and off-putting that I had to go back and rewind the scene because I spent so much time in my head with everything that I just told you guys. It was so bizarre. Anyway, by the time I rewind the scene, I get back into the scene, and then we have Wendy sitting down at the table with Ashley and Demigods coming in. What does she name her titty? Demi and Diamond. I'm like, not only is her head full of lies, but it's full of stupid lies, because Demi means half. That's what Demi bra means, the half cup bra. So she goes and gets her boobs 8 sizes bigger and then calls one half and the other one a mineral that's currently being sourced in the Congo unethically. Okay? And what do they have to do with each other? At least her nemesis, where she got the idea, Dr. Wendy Osefo, who named hers Happiness, because happiness goes together, y'all. And when they in front of Eddie, his happiness goes to happiness. Happiness goes together. When Ashley's 7-head full of lies, she's introducing them to people as Demi and Diamond. It's like, what's the kind of twins that are identical and then there's fraternal, right? It's like her boobs are fraternal twins instead of identical, but she paid money for identical. But they're fraternal now because one is Demi and one is Diamond. They're not the same. It's not even the same level. What does a diamond have to do with half? Anyway, she just felt like, oh, is that the only D word she could think of? Because she went up to a D cup, you guys. Is that what it is? She's double D's? No. She should have called me. I'm a wordsmith. Or she should have at least called Candace. Would have been happy to give her a hell of words that start with D that are better than Demi and Diamond to express that she got double D's. That is so lame. Oh my goodness. Ashley, you need to fill your head with better things. That's a lame name, Ashley. Demi, Diamond, double D. Well, I'm chuckling at it now. Oh, Gagi just changed to ask her. And yeah. So let's see. Let's get some comments going. Still lying. Nothing has changed. Yep, Ashley and her head full of lies. Nothing has changed. Okay. Right? Mia and Ashley can go. That's what I say. I mean, they're the most just lie in our face and just lie and lie and lie. And I can't do pathological liar very well. I just don't. In IRL, ooh, a lie irks me like nobody's business. Ooh, wee! Milo, get off my freaking bed. Oh my God. Sorry, you guys, I was so thirsty. All this talking smack. My throat was dry. Let's see. They can go to a land far, far away where only 7 heads and 7 fit women live. Yes. Yes. It's disappointing. It's from it's some form of bleach involved. It has to be. And it was very off-putting and distracting. I could not stand it. Remember when Dr. Wendy named her breasts? She was insecure. But when Ashley does it, nothing. No. I'm saying, yes, exactly. That's what, remember they got she was like, all I did was get a mommy makeover. And they read her for filth. They were like, ah, nah, 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 nah. I thought you were smart. And smart women don't need to be beautiful. Smart women don't need to have perfect breasts. Smart women don't need to have a lifted butt. Smart women just want to be smart. And we just want only you to be smart. Because if you're smart and beautiful, then we'll have even more of a problem with you, is really what they were saying. But Ashley is not an intellectual challenge. So they don't even care. They don't care what Ashley does because they don't see Ashley as a threat per se. But Wendy is a threat because she's ultra intelligent and ultra beautiful. But yeah, nothing. Nobody has nothing to say to Ashley in her bag and her head full of lies. Demi and Diamond. Skin bleaching is normal in African countries, Caribbean and Asian countries like India. It's a byproduct of racism and colonization. Yes. Bernice Jackson is in the house. Thank you for being here. Yes, you're right, Miss Bernice. And it's still very off-putting when I see it. I'm not used to it. Here in America, I don't know if I didn't notice that it's not happening or that it's happening and I didn't notice. But yeah, that was like drastic and that's sad. I hope that it's safe. I don't know. Melanin is very useful. Did you know that melanin is like $500 an ounce? Did you know that the average 185-pound black male's melanin is like worth $1 million at least? Are you guys checking? And so, but then there are melanated people just bleaching it off, getting rid of it. Really? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I do not resonate with that. Please love your skin, love your melanin, fuck colonization, fuck racism, love the skin you're in. Please. Look at what's happening in the freaking world right now. It's getting blown to smithereens over there because of racism and colonization. And it's just freaking enough is a fucking enough. Love yourself, let your people live, and please leave your skin alone. Please leave your skin alone, you guys. I don't know. But I guess it's a form of, what's really the difference between a breast augmentation and a skin augmentation, I guess? Is that what that is? Is that a skin augmentation? I guess so. Is Ashley insecure? Robin and Giselle? I hope they asked the question. I don't think they even said anything, and I don't think they're gonna. Wendy is the smartest, best dressed, and prettiest to me on the show. Her personality, unfortunately, yeah. Has anybody caught her thing on YouTube? She has a YouTube channel, and it has the Wendy Show. The Dr. Wendy Show is on here, and she's been doing little like snippets of pop culture, politics, and everything else all rolled up into one. And it was really cute. I caught the first episode and it was so freaking cute. And people should go support her. I think she does great by herself. Remember Wendy forgave Mia last season and was showing her private bits? Yes, they did make up for a time last season. And that's why another reason why this little scene confused me, because I was like, where? And when they first came in the room, Wendy didn't hug her. But Mia didn't go to hug her either when Giselle did that backup thing. I don't know. Very high school. I like Dr. Wendy's show so far. Me too, Chocolate Capricorn. I've watched it. Awesome. I watched her show and it's good, right? I liked it a lot. So then at the shower, freaking Mia tells Candace is sitting at the table. There is a chair over there, but Ashley walked in with Demi and Diamond in this dress that Larsa Pippen would wear to the freaking Pope's greeting. It was all strings and tape, and freaking all the kibbles and bits were out everywhere. And yes, the seams were bursting with the siliconis, okay? And she walks into a children's communion thing at church in the skimpiest, sluttiest thing her 7 head could fit into with Demi and Diamond, and tramps in here and sits down right next to damn Candace, and Candace has to move her purse, and she's like, we need a purse chair. Have to sit next to this damn 5 head. I know her stomach was churning. She probably couldn't even process her food right. So they sit down at the table, and Wendy says hi to Candace and hi to Ashley, and Ashley says, oh, Candace, Wendy, I need to let you know that I misrepresented what Nika said to you, and she didn't say anything that I told you, basically, and I misspoke, is how she explained it. And Candace was sitting there like, I told you, the head is full of lies. Proceed with caution, enter at your own risk into the landmine filled existence of freaking being Ashley's friend. Okay? She had lied, and Wendy was like, oh, okay. But I feel like Ashley letting her know in the coming up scenes that in front of Nika that she also misrepresented is a good thing, because that was part of my problem with the little communion apology. But I'm glad she took that moment to apologize, and then another moment to apologize. But by that time, Nika was already stirred, because she's allegedly getting threats from Dr. Wendy's mother. And we already know Dr. Wendy's mother does not play about Dr. Wendy. Her grandkids she birthed, and she birthed Dr. Wendy too. And you better not play with Dr. Wendy's mother, okay? Because she will get you, okay? So then that was Real Housewives of Potomac. Let's go to Real Housewives of Miami. On Real Housewives of Miami, the part I was thinking about the worst was the whole Larsa going around to everybody, spilling the tea on freaking Gertie's condition, right? So let's see. Let's go here and see if I can find you guys this little piece. Oh, here, let's go here. I'm looking for this little clip to show you, because that clip, oh, where did I go? Miami was very, I'm just like so over freaking Larsa. Those weird parties she has every time her boyfriend goes to the bathroom is just so weird to me. I mean, who has parties when your boyfriend goes to the bathroom? And then did you notice, like, she's like almost doing like this siren spell thing, like everything she says. Well, it's a good way to be, though, just in life in general. She's very positive with him. Did you notice she's never like too like combative with him? She's like, oh my God, you pour the best water. Oh my God, the water you poured is so... No, that's not her voice. Her voice isn't that high. It's a little more nasally. Oh my God, Marcus, the water you just poured me is so cold. Oh my God, I love cold water, Marcus. Marcus, oh my God, the cup you poured me the water in is such a cup for water, and I love water. Oh my God, you're going away. Oh my God, I miss you already. Oh my God, Marcus. Oh my God, Marcus. You guys, I'm going to have a party for Marcus, because he went to the bathroom 3 times by himself, and it's been so long. And he doesn't allow me in the urinal to smell him. But, you know, luckily, Alexa gets to smell all of Todd's farts. And I'm so jealous, because Marcus makes me be away from him every time we use the bathroom. Alexa, how do you get him to do that with you? I can't stand to be away from Marcus. Oh my God. I know. That was my best Larsa impersonation. I don't think it was very good. It just sounds like she's so unimpressed with stuff. That's my best Larsa. But let's see. I can't really find the scene for it, but you guys know. Larsa spent her 6 hours. The eighth housewife kept showing us 6 hours later. Larsa going back on her word to Gertie to not tell anybody about her condition. Um, and then they all get on the Sprinter van and are going to play basketball with Larsa, who told everybody on the Sprinter van, but nobody wants to tell Gertie, and everybody's trying to just be happy because Gertie hasn't told them yet. And she looked great, by the way, in her mougliere or whatever it's called. And they get to the basketballing, and on the way there, of course, Adriana ate some corn, and she has farts that Todd wishes he could smell, I guess, because they like using the bathroom together with Alexia. But then Adriana and Marisol are on the same team, and Adriana has the wherewithal and the mind, the foresight to be like, look, she's a bitch. I'm not being on a team with her. We should not be on the same team. So then they get to the place, and she's still like, I don't think we should be on the same team. But I think they ended up on the same team. And then they were playing no, they ended up on different teams because they were playing basketball. And didn't Adriana fall first? And everybody's like, ha ha, karma. And then Marisol ended up falling flat too, so it was both of them. They were counteracting each other's magic, you guys, because you know they both into that, allegedly. And then Alexia, like I just mentioned, told us that she loves to poop in front of Todd, and he loves that she poops and pees in front of him, and she thinks everybody should do it. It'll bring people's relationships closer. And then Adriana was triggered when Alexia on the Sprinter van on the way to go fall at the basketball court told her that Todd did lie to her, you guys, because Adriana and Lisa already told us that they saw Todd out. And Todd was like, oh my God, this, that, and the other, and was very pleasant and had nothing but niceties to say to Adriana. And so when Alexia gets on the Sprinter van and she's trying to fight with Adriana, she freaking brings that up, and Adriana's like, you're stupid. Like, and then Lisa could vouch that your husband told us something way different than what he's telling you. So there must be trouble in paradise if he lied to you, which is a sign, you guys. Like, what did he think? That she wasn't going to go back and tell the lady what you told me? That's bizarre. If Todd thought that he could say what he said to Adriana and Lisa and then go back to his woman and say the complete opposite without both of them saying that he's a freaking liar face, I'm not sure what he was expecting on the show. He watches the show. He know he on TV, right? He know he on here, right? He know there's cameras and the eighth housewife and all that shit, right? Okay. But yeah, so they raised some money for the kids at the Make-A-Wish Foundation, but I did not like how Adriana is forcing Julia to not have people at the party for Navratilova remission party, all because she's fighting with everybody. Well, don't have it at your house. If you can't accommodate all of the guests that I want to have, then don't have your event at my house. Don't fight with everybody and then be like, why don't you care that I'm fighting with everybody? I don't want them in my house. Well, bitch, let's change the venue. There is plenty of places in Florida that have a freaking piano. We don't have to do it here, but I also agree with Adriana that Marisol in particular doesn't need to be there. I mean, and Marisol is famous for not inviting Adriana places, so at least Marisol shouldn't be there. But Adriana, I think, should allow Alexia to be there because Alexia is going to be letting Marisol fight her own battles this year, and I think that's going to be interesting. What do you guys think about that? I'm not sure. Are you guys into Real Housewives of Miami? Oh, Bernice said about Potomac that during the off season, Mia kept attacking Wendy on Twitter. That's why Wendy wants nothing to do with her. Yeah, and I forgot about that. Yeah. So Mia is the new Candace as far as Twitter goes. A mess. The mess. She's a mess on Twitter and she doesn't know when to stop, and somebody needs to take Mia's phone And yeah, that's what needs to happen. I'm done with Larsa. That pissed me off too. Like, she's so freaking fake. And that's exactly why Gertie called your ass fake, because you're fake. Larsa needs to take her tired ass back to the Kardashians. Nobody cares about you and Marcus's relationship. Yeah, like they're trying to force feed us this freaking cougar thing, and it's just so disgusting. It looks like grooming to me, you guys. The way she's so, oh, let me make your bed. Do you want me to chop your meat? Like, it's just so weird the way she treats this whole grown man who has a party for a grown man for going out of town and handling his business. Who does that? That's grooming behavior, allegedly. I don't know. That's weird. You're making my Alexa go off. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not sure. Oh, because I said Alexa. Sorry. Alexia and Todd get on my nerves. Todd is a punk bitch. Just like his wife, Bernice. You right. You are so right. Todd is giving me a little punk bitch, isn't he? Why didn't he come upstairs, you guys? Why was he MIA from the party? And then why would he go back with that cockamamie story? Bizarre. Something's afoot. And the butler didn't do it. What's good, Corey? Oh, you're watching Love and Marriage Huntsville. Right on. Yeah, it's not on here yet. Don't nobody want to hear Julia howl like a wolf, right? Well, I think Navratilova is going to love that scene when it happens. And it's very touching. She's going way outside her comfort zone. It's a very giving gift. It's beautiful. And it did sound like a freaking 85 fingernails on a chalkboard at once when she sings. It's just like, turn it down. Turn it down. Yeah. Everybody, hello. Money problems at Alexia's. That's what I'm saying. And that's what Adriana's saying too. That's all Adriana's saying. The people who, wealth whispers, okay? And Adriana notices Alexia always talking about the money. And when people have to talk about it, it's because you probably might not be having it as good as you said you did. Maybe. I don't know. Hey, Love Bean, wherever you are. Yes, but I think there's trouble in paradise. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not sure what business he's in. But yeah. Oh, and then I like the scene with Nicole and Anthony going out yacht searching, and she's going to have another baby. And I think that's so cute. And I don't mind that they keep putting the carriage before the horse. Is it the horse before the carriage? Whatever order they're doing it in, they got enough money to do the order whatever way they see fit. She got her own money. So if he goes haywire, she's not going to be left high and dry. And he obviously provides for her very well. They have a good thing going. Their one son is alive and healthy and well and thriving. So why not add to the brood, you know? She should not sing. She was not even present at her last day of chemo. I know, right? Wasn't she howling instead of being at the last day of chemo? That was deep. And Martina, but I think that goes well too with this whole, oh, I forgot, I'm so sorry thing, you know? So it's going to be mean it even more to Martina when she finds out that that's why Julia's been missing from the chickens and the dogs and the cats and the alpacas, is because she was learning how to screech the opera for her. Kiki is still acting like the pick me, and it's not good. Kiki on Love and Marriage. Oh no, you're going to Love and Marriage Huntsville. I didn't see it yet, Miss Bernice. We're gonna go there later. But I thought you was talking about Kiki on Real Housewives of Miami. Because she sound like me. Who has a party for a grown man every time he shits? Like, that's weird. Make him miss you a little bit. Like that. I'm not sure. Or maybe I'm doing shit wrong. Maybe I need to give my husband a freaking party every time he comes back in the house. And I don't know. Who knows what's going on? Huh, baby? Oh, look, he said, oh, let me go walk outside. He funny. He funny. He funny. Yes. So what else happened in Real Housewives of Miami? Oh, Lisa, and always talking about Lenny in front of the new guy who looks very interesting and lives in Adriana's old house. Like it's just so weird, full circle, right? So but I think Lisa should probably stop talking to her new dude about her old dude all the time. It eventually is going to wear thin. Nobody wants to hear that. Most men don't even want to think about anything else in your holes when they finally get access to your hole. So I'm not sure why she spends every episode talking about the person who was last in her hole before this guy. You know what I mean? Like, and then Lisa gets a little weird with her kids, doesn't she? It's like they're having a great time having pizza. And then her son said something and it seemed to trigger her about it being junk food or something. And I don't know if she was triggered, like the son was going to tell the Lenny that she let him eat junk food. Because remember, she's like, that's the last slice, put the pizza back. And took the box and he was like, all like, and then she finally was like, fine, you can have some more pizza. And then when they go shopping, she's just like, no cake. You know, it's just like, oh, okay. She's little, yeah, it's a little weird about the food over there. I wish she had that much control about talking about Lenny in front of her new dude as she does about this freaking food thing with the kids. Anything else happen in that episode that's interesting to me? No. Okay, so that was Real Housewives of Miami. So we did Married to Medicine, Real Housewives of Potomac, Real Housewives of Miami. Let's hop on over to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills real quick, because I only have a couple of things to say about that. And then we're going to close it out with my fave, The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And that will be it for our leftovers and recaps here on Larger Curves. I hope everybody smash the like button, smash the subscribe button on your way in. If you haven't yet, ring that bell so you can get notified next time your girl Larger Curves uploads a video, and so you can become part of this beautiful curvy community that we're growing over here in the YouTube streets. As ever, your support is appreciated and encouraged. Your support not only being here, but your monetary support if you see fit, as always. And let me see. Like I said, thank you for the support so far, and I appreciate that. So let's get into the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So in this episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the thing that stuck out to me the most, of course, was two things. Okay. Dorito's problem with Garcelle. It's almost like she's always looking for something. So when Dorito is waiting for Kyle, and when Dorito is waiting for Sutton to get ready, and Sutton was in the house taking pictures for her social media, that was hilarious. So then they finally get in the car, and they're like, ooh, I might have to rewind this. Oh, okay. Holler. So then she's like, she finds out a lot of people are going to be at Garcelle's event. And she immediately takes that time to be like, oh my God, I need to prepare to be around people. And da-da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, always, Dorit. She's so freaking draining. You literally just told the black lady last week to get over it. It's been over a year since your son was verbally assaulted on national TV and then attacked by racist bots. And we laughed at his pain. And it's been over a year since that happened, and you need to get over it. But I am still entitled to be oh so overwhelmed at the thought of being around people in the world when I leave the house. Okay, Dorito. Okay, Dorito. Whatever. So then they get to the party, and what happens? Jax and Jade were at the party, and didn't Garcelle's sons look awesome and so grown up and so polite and just such a breath of fresh air? And Jade says to Crystal, who he seems very friendly with, that he always gets nervous at the parties because he sees Skeletor across the hall. And, his mom is always like, oh, Skeletor's here. You're going to have to talk to Skeletor. And I really don't understand that. As a mom, I personally wouldn't make my son go talk to the lady who verbally assaulted him and was most likely part of the reason these racist bots attacked him, who has not yet apologized to him in any capacity at all, made it her business to try to approach my son and try to make it right, check on his well-being, or make amends of any kind for her wrongness on national TV with her no panty wearing ass. I personally wouldn't do it. But that might just be because I don't know. I'm a different kind of girl. Look, I got Oakland in my veins, you guys. I can go there, and that's one of the things I would go there about. But Garcelle telling her son that he gonna have to go talk to the lady that verbally assaulted him is interesting. But what's even more interesting is that her son takes it upon himself to make the first move and just get it over with. Kudos, young man. Fucking-dos. Okay? That's how you live a freaking enchanted life. That is going to pay off for you in the long run in more ways than you know. Did you guys notice how he looked that hoe right in her eye and did not let her not look him right in his eye when he was telling her, you know what, Erica, it's okay. You're obviously a coward, and I'm obviously going to have to be the adult, even though you've obviously been in the world much longer, as showing. But I'm going to do what my awesome mom asked me to do and be the bigger person, because that's what excellence does, is be the bigger person, even when it doesn't seem like it's going to be in your interest. So I'm man enough. My balls have dropped far enough, Erica No Panty Wearing Jane, that I can come over here to you and say, it's over, no hard feelings. Even though you have not even done me the human decency as a human to try to make this right. That was beautiful. That was a beautiful moment. Got to give it up to Jade. That was awesome. And that was the Jade that I said it was, that I've been saying it was. I was correct. It was not the other guy. It was this one. And he, whatever reason he did to himself by himself in the last 2 years to make it okay that he took it upon himself to go do that step on TV was excellent. That was really a growth moment. And hats off to him. Hats off to Garcelle that she allows the space for him to be able to let things go, even when it's not even made right. You know, I'm kind of like, I need things to try to almost be like, you need to make it right. Like apologize, acknowledge it, something. But that's not a prerequisite. You're not always going to get that in life. So it's beautiful that at his young age, his young, ripe age, that he's able to do that. I thought that was excellent. Okay, so that's, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Oh, and kudos to Garcelle for her show about the freaking Missing Girl Gone. That was such a good movie, too. That was such a good movie. Let's see. So Corey says, I don't watch, but TMZ asked if Jada or Larsa is the worst person on earth. No way, Jada or Larsa. I think it's neck and neck tie right now. Lisa needs serious counseling to get help her deal with her divorce. Lisa, yeah, Hutchinson. Yeah, she's all this complaining on TV is not getting you what you want, girl. You need to keep it all in the courts. Yeah. Dorit's PTSD is fake ass, needs to go along with her hair color. Kyle is still mean and aggressive, even without alcohol. Very good observation, Bernice. Even without alcohol, Kyle is still wild and unhinged and getting in people's faces and yelling. Very much so. So it wasn't the alcohol that made her so aggressive. Interesting. It's her. You're right. Yup. Facts. I love Garcelle's sons. All of them, right? All of them. And the little grandson, too. They are very good young men and man. Yes. Garcelle messed up when she bent the knee and kissed Erica's ring. Yeah, you know, I'm not with letting Erica off the hook. That's not a good look. Emmanuel, what's good, everybody? Manny, you have your wrench, right? Will you please drop your link in the thing? And Corey, drop your link. And who else is in the house? I think that's it. Hey, everyone, I'm disappointed that Garcelle wants to be friends with Erica now. Me too. And I'm disappointed that Crystal is like, oh, since Erica got me humped on in Vegas, I want everybody to know what a good person she is now. Yeah, right. And then that scene that she did at the elevator, though, and throwing Sutton under the bus is really who Erica is. That is really who Erica is. Everything else you guys got in freaking Vegas stays in Vegas. Because that's fake Erica. Oh, wow. I just got up to let the dog out and we have snow on the ground for the first time this year. Oh, and we have a freeze warning in full effect right now. It's only 6 o'clock in California, 6:49, and it's 49 degrees right now. You guys, it's never that cold right now. It saves the 40s and 30s till overnight. Like that's usually what it is at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. It dips down to like the 40s and 30s, but we're at 49 right now. So it's going to be a freezer, they said, for the next 3 days, next 3 nights. But bless your heart, Shaby. That sounds beautiful. Crystal just came out and said Rinna was behind most of the bullying year before last. How does Crystal know? I need to go find that out, because if Crystal knows because Rinna told her, and then she's going to stand up in this boy's face and be like, I want everybody to feel better about Lisa, even though all the racist bots started because of freaking Erica. And she wants everybody to feel better about Erica. And Lisa only did that because everybody was mad at Erica. And Lisa, anyway, it's all still connected. It's all still connected. It all still has to do with Erica and her lack of empathy. Garcelle stays classy. She does. And it's to her detriment, obviously, because you see her son is like, I had to raise myself because you wouldn't take up for me, Mom. Where was your mama bear at, Ma? Need the check pretty bad, huh, Ma? Anyway, Kansas City, Missouri. That's right. I went out there and visited one time, and I had barbecue from somewhere. Where was that place I had that barbecue from? Somebody, was it Casey's? No, somebody took me to like his rib house out there, and they were like, now this is real barbecue. I was like, now, yes, it is. Hey, Corey, I just saw Love and Marriage Huntsman. Oh, no, what happened to T? What happened to T? Lord have mercy. She's not fair, about 30 minutes away. Oh, nice. Oh, it's 32 in Maryland. Wow. But it's much later in Maryland. It's like 9 o'clock, right? So, yeah, it's chilly. I need to go make sure I put some panties on all these windows. They need panties, drawers, a corset, all that stuff. Keep all the hot air in. Okay, so now we're going to finish it out with the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Yes. So, let's go back again. I had something to say to Monica, too. Let's see. Yes. Yeah, that's part of the whole Dorito has a thing with Garcelle to the point where it was Garcelle's event and Dorito couldn't just let it be an event that was nice for her. She started in the car with, oh, there's going to be people at Garcelle's event. Like she needed to know from Garcelle that there was going to be people at her event. And so that's a problem because Dorito has a problem with Garcelle. And I already know why. But yeah, I've said it before. But and then doing that scream at the event, that was so lame, Dorito. Like always just trying to steal the shine. And then when they went outside and had their little one-on-one, Dorito never really, I don't know. She's just so made up. She wasn't really sorry that she said what she said until she had to be, until she realized that Garcelle wasn't going to just let it go. She's like, well, Garcelle said a number of times, well, you just weren't sorry, you were this, that. And so finally she said the words. And then when she had to finally acknowledge all of the emotions that Garcelle was having and she gave her that hug, she was giving her one of those sounds because, oh, you feel so, like it still wasn't okay, but I'm going to go ahead and hug you because I got to pretend to be over it. But we already know Dorito is like a freaking pit bull with a bloody bone. And she's the one that pretends like things are over. But then she's the one that goes and digs up the bone that she's not done with and has more issue with whatever issue she already had. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Yeah. Why not at Magic Mike? Exactly. That's very astute and observant, Emmanuel. She never has any trauma anywhere unless it has something to do with Garcelle, because Garcelle triggers Doritos. Dorito has a need to try and place Garcelle where she needs her to be. And she constantly tries to rearrange whatever Garcelle was just going to do and make it about her because she's in competition with Garcelle for whatever weird reason. And Garcelle is just like, I'm going to check you when I need to check you though, because I also see you doing this. And she does it under the guise of white fragility, basically. Anyway, we see it. We see each other, honey, Emmanuel, because we see Doritos' ass. Corey says, oh, did y'all see the sneak peek where Garcelle says that Doritos didn't get robbed because she got her jewelry? Yes, I did see that. And it's true. It's interesting. They only took purses that could have all been knockoffs. So that when you go to insurance, look, right? I'm glad T is gone. Who's T? You got to tell me. Jack has his father's personality because Garcelle still felt guilty about leaving the family, even though the father had been cheating for 5 of the 9-year marriage. Oh, yeah. Jax is more protective of Garcelle, and Jade seems to be more independent. And yeah, and Jax seems to be more nurturing of her and considerate of her overall, like, oh, are you okay kind of mom, you know? And you are showering me with love this evening. Thank you. Garcelle had all this energy for her ex cheating, yet silent when it's her son. She's too afraid of the energy of the angry black woman narrative. Yep. Her and Wendy. Yes. I've said that before, that Garcelle's unwillingness to be cast and seen as the stereotypical angry black woman has cost her in more ways than one, and as we've seen with her son. Yeah, it's interesting. But you mean, so when Oliver cheated, but Oliver didn't cheat. The wife said he cheated, but if Garcelle believes her son over the ex, then maybe that's why she's not all upset. But Oliver and Raquel thing, Oliver wasn't in the wrong during that situation. They were separated. So I don't think she needed to get on Oliver for that particular thing. And as a matter of fact, I feel like Rachel needs to revisit Oliver, and kind of say sorry for making him seem to be the cheater in that whole thing, talking about all the things that she said to him. Those were way out of line, seeing as how she had Tom's dick in her mouth for almost 3 years or whatever it was, or for a whole year. Like, that was weird. So, but they cast this guy as like just this philandering, cheating user, and it was complete opposite. So I feel like Raquel needs to double back to that in her 12-step program. Let's see. Thanks again, Annie. Bernice says Dorito only did that because Garcelle called her out about her microaggression toward Garcelle. But I feel like Dorito's microaggressions are going to be there regardless, because Dorito actually has a problem with melanated people. I said it. In my opinion. I don't think Garcelle likes her daughter-in-law, right? I don't think so. I don't like Garcelle trying to comfort Dorit. Yeah, see, and that's another thing. That's that whole white fragility. It's like, oh, you're getting so much attention and praise. Let me make it about me and need your comfort. And you know what I'm saying? Fuck that. Go home and talk to your therapist, bitch. Don't leave the house if it's going to be a problem. Stay at your house. And oh, by the way, tell your therapist to get you some therapy while you tell other people how long they can have their PTSD. How about that, Dorito? Yes, Dorito triggers me so bad. Oh my gosh, I could talk about Doritos for a long time. Same, why do you think? I don't want to spoil it for you, Curves. Okay, yeah, it's going to come on in 2 hours. I'll be good. Because she came in with all those kids. Interesting. Oh, Raquel was caught cheating again? Oliver is a hoe, flat out, and he will sleep with any woman that says yes. Now, see, I'm not sure where you get your information from to make that a truth. Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't heard a lot of that. And if he is a single guy spreading his wild oats, then is that a hoe? Sometimes is it being young and expressing yourself sexually a lot? And if the woman says yes, that's usually the best way to go. Because if they say no, he could catch a case. So yeah, she was the primary breadwinner. He was an addict when they met. Oh, see? Well, hey, you know, sometimes once an addict gets cleaned up, they decide to move on. But then you're like, I was there for you when you was 30 and da-da-da-da, what about me? But they've changed and they probably moved on. So I don't know. Bless her heart for doing that to her, though. And blessing him with that son, too. As long as we're the help and not on her level. Yep, Dorito can handle it. Yep, Garcelle is more financially stable. Exactly. And we know also, Corey, that Dorito is in financial problems with PK, right? So, yeah. Yeah, and her Beverly Beach wear, what's happening with that, Dorito? I would have glided her back to the door and called an Uber and said, bye. That's right, Bernice. I think TMZ or New York Times reported it Friday. Ooh, I might have to check it out. At least Oliver's clean now, so I'm happy about that. Me too. I'm very pleased about that, and pleased for his son too. Not a hoe. This ain't coming to America. No, she said, no, that's a hoe. This ain't coming to America. You funny, Miss Bernice. I love it. Okay, so also in Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Now, the only scene we're going to have to talk about is the last scene when the gaslighting ensued. And so here's what I said to Monica. Where'd it go? I'm looking for my comment. Where is my comment? It was a couple of days ago, and I made it, so I got to go. So I hate it. Yeah. Let me see. Wait a minute. I just said it. Are you okay? I had said, are you okay? Where is it? Okay, wait. Liked it. Mentioned. See, yeah, this one with Sweet Tea made all my other comments go to the bottom. Darn it. Dang, more people said something since we've been on the thing. They're coming for me. They're coming. Oh, here it is.
We should give you a name soon and not leave it open to debate. Strawberry Land is very sheltered, but it's a big world out there, and others might have very different opinions about what constitutes an appropriate name. I'm not worried. Well, I'm just saying. Oh, pudding. What's up, hoes? Anyway, I'm sure that one day someone will give you a name. Your name is... You... Face blam! Face blam! Face blam! We should give you a name soon and not leave it open to debate. Strawberry Land is very sheltered, but it's a big world out there, and others might have very different opinions about what constitutes an appropriate name. I'm not worried. Well, I'm just saying. Oh, pudding. What's up, hoes?
Isn't that hilarious, you guys? So this is the scene. This scene says it all. Look how unhappy she looks here, you guys. I mean, gaslighting can make you look very unhappy. Look at that. And Angie in those damn freaking glasses. Anyway, so this scene was really hard to watch. And those are the people who watch Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. You remember the scene because crazy freaking bipolar, allegedly, Heather, who wants to be a Mormon, but not unless she can be a bad one. She is still on this Mormon kick and wanted everybody to dress up in pioneer clothes and make freaking butter by jacking off the bottle of cream. And then she invited Lisa and Monica and wanted Monica to apologize to Lisa, even though Lisa owed Monica the apology. And so they get to the event. Monica decided to play nice. She gets there. She says hi to Lisa specifically. Lisa just stands there with all the wrinkles she can muster and spray tan she could wear. And she's just standing there being as ice cold as possible. Oh, I'm just going to stare her down. I'm not going to say anything when she says hi to me because I'm that much of a cold-hearted bitch. So she doesn't say anything when Lisa says something. And Lisa's like, oh, okay, I came in peace, but here we go. Because they're supposed to announce the trip to Bermuda, her and Heather. So they sit down at the table and Heather. Now this season I was trying to like Heather. I really was. And I was trying to watch Heather, like Heather. I really was. And unfortunately, it's taking a turn for the worse. I thought that as soon as she got out from betwixt the cheeks of Jen Shaw, she was going to emerge and take a shower and be a whole new person that you could tolerate. And maybe she would be fun and maybe she would stand on her own. But no, she can't stay out of butt cheeks, you guys. And so she likes Lisa's butt. And so now she's in Lisa's butt cheeks. And in her desire to be accepted by Lisa, because that's Heather's thing. Heather wants to be accepted by whoever she can. So it's not Whitney right now because Whitney's thorny rose ass is off her. And it's not Meredith because Meredith sees through all her shticks. And it's not freaking Angie because Angie just started inviting her to things, right? And telling her the truth about her perm status. And it's not Monica, even though they did bond over a lot of stuff. It's not quite Monica. And so it has to be Lisa, the kind of Mormon she wishes she could be. One that drinks tequila and wears strapless dresses to the temple. That kind of bad Mormon. So that's why she picked Lisa's cheeks, I guess. I'm not sure. But she's really like just, oh my God, the freaking, what's the word? Desperation to be for this grown woman to be chasing after this girl is like so weird. It's like, get a freaking life already. With all the times you sit on our show in our face and tell us, Heather, that you want to be this for your daughters and an example of this for your daughters. I mean, now you are the same woman that wants your daughters to have as many partners as possible and as many experiences as possible before, going down with one person. And so I guess it's not a far reach for you to want your daughters to see you literally chasing after grown women who treat you like crap to be their friend and whipping board. But then other people who don't treat you that much like crap, you end up turning on. Case in point, you bring Lisa into Monica's space, talk Monica into apologizing some stuff that she has no reason to apologize for, and then turn around and ask people who you would throw off the damn wagon. Well, I think they should. What wagon? I don't know if anybody's on Ozempic on this cast because they all toss them back. So nobody's going to have to jump off a wagon to drink. But talking about throwing off the dead weight of a wagon on your on your pioneer journey across the pioneer lands or whatever. So she's trying, when she says it, to me, she's like literally looking at Monica when she's talking about who would you throw off your tractor. And then she starts with Lisa after she's looking at Monica. And Lisa says, well, I don't know. Seeing as how we're on a trail, and we have a wagon, and wagons need women on the wagons who support other women. And since Monica doesn't support other women, she's really mean. She's really mean to other women. And so, sorry, talking like freaking Lisa makes my throat hurt. So it's going to be Monica, I would throw you off my wagon because you don't support women and you're so mean. And I'm like, gaslight much? And then after freaking Lisa says that, Monica responds, and then Heather and the other ladies all tell Monica she's wrong for responding to that kind of slight from that wrinkly ass freaking spray tan hoe, Lisa Barno. Okay? I was like, and then Monica gets so upset at the craziness of being told that she's wrong for responding and nobody says anything to Lisa's wrinkles, that she starts crying at the table. So then Heather walks her over to the other tables and is like, well, what's going on? And of course, Lisa has to traipse her wrinkly ass over there to go interrupt. And while they're over there, Heather tells Monica that she's the problem. And Monica's like, were you there? Like, did you? She's like, well, you both did tit for tat. And I'm like, bitch, tit for tat doesn't start unless somebody pulls their tit out first. So if Lisa wouldn't have popped her tits out, there wouldn't have been a tat. Therefore, Lisa's the one in the wrong. Why am I over here getting talked to like this? So I went on to Monica. This is Monica's page. See Monica Garcia. She said, me showing up to a very sheltered strawberry land. Bitch pudding is here. Honey, blam. I love it. It says, are you okay? I said to Monica, are you okay? The gaslighting you had to endure was hard to watch. They do realize we can see them, right? You're not crazy. So I got a lot of likes on this and only 13 replies. Remember when I was going back and forth with Sweet Tea, I only had like 10 likes and 53 replies. So that's a good sign. And Monica loved it. Isn't that sweet? And so is everybody else is like, it's so infuriating. Yeah, it was hard to watch. Unfortunately, this behavior is the cultural norm here in Utah and widely accepted. As soon as an assertive and strong, hey husband, woman comes along, they'll do anything to emotionally manipulate you through gaslighting and passive aggressive behavior. It's pretty maddening at times. Look, that's what Just Real Sarah says. She says this is a cultural norm in Utah. You guys, everybody was so triggered when when Heather told Monica that Monica was acting crazy for responding to that. Like, how the hell could Lisa come at Monica like that and not expect her to defend herself? Heather was being messy and knew exactly what she was doing when she picked that game to play at the table. I was like, F those bonnets and churned butter. I was so disgusted, right? And this lady liked my comment, right? And look, she's so braintastic. Monica loved her comment too. See that? And I'm like, this. And I was like, wow, that's that they were acting just like that to the cultural norm lady. I was like, that's so high school. And she's like, oh no, it's a regular occurrence. It's embedded in Utah culture because the influence of Mormon church. They teach women to be submissive, permissive, and to obey. It backfired with the passive aggressive behavior, gaslighting, and fakery. It's extremely unhealthy. Then here comes at Monica Garcia fucking shit up. I have no tolerance for mean girl shit. Here for you, Monica. See? And we love it. And look, and then somebody tries to tell me nobody can claim victim. That yes, Lisa was nasty in saying that, but by no means was Monica without fault. Bitch, like I said, you can't have tat without tits. Lisa should have kept her tits away and she wouldn't have got tatted. I was like, let's be real. Lisa and Monica had unresolved issues. No. This Braintastic says, Lisa and Monica had unresolved issues. How did Lisa expect Monica to respond to that comment? She literally accused Monica of not being for women. How would you respond to that? With kindness and smiles? And then everyone else ganged up on her for defending herself. It was ridiculous. Heather was messy for asking the question like that under the pretense of playing a game and choosing Lisa to go first to answer because she already knew the outcome was going to be. And I was like, yes, she was without fault. Lisa is a low one and unnecessarily aggressive for being such a victim and so rude and disrespectful to cry about what people say back, you know? So that's where that was. But it was really hard to watch that scene. Very hard to watch, especially after these same women went so far to bat for that criminal last year, Jen Shaw, And then Monica comes on, who hasn't done anything to any of them. And they just one after another are doing shit to her. It's just really weird. And then acting like she's a pick me or coming in hot. You know what I'm saying? But they're all doing these things to her. It's weird. Let's go see what are these comments. Okay, Coming to America. Those children probably have more than the baby daddy, and he doesn't want them involved in adding the children to the baby daddy count. Right? Right. Why is Lisa allowed to be aggressive with Monica and none of the women say anything? Yeah, like at that thing at Whitney's thing, that was hard to watch too. Her get so far and freaking Lisa gets very hyphy, you guys. Did you guys notice how fucking hyphy Lisa is? Lisa is so hyphy. She acts like she can fight. She puts her hands so far in people's faces, she should just pick their nose for them. Like, that's too close. If I can smell what's on your hand, if I can smell the spray tan on your fingers, then your hand is too close to my face, Lisa. And she has no problem invading people's space and then playing victim. It's disgusting to watch. It's just like the sense of entitlement that goes with that whole behavior is a lot for me personally to deal with. Let's see. I love strawberry shortcake too. I don't think Monica is okay. Yeah, like this is a hard first season. I know she's strong. I know that she's been giving us reality. And that should be enough. However, when there's like all this gaslighting and then crazy fans, I bet it is a lot. And I hope she's okay. And I hope she stays okay. I hope she's great. What is it with the bonnets? Oh, well, that's because, like I said, Heather Gay only wants to be a Mormon if she can be a bad Mormon. So she's like obsessed with the Mormon culture and has done everything Mormonish so far this season. Like everything's Mormon centric, even though she's not a Mormon anymore, allegedly. Oh, so Monica can be the help. I don't get it. I have never been to History of Whatever. I don't like none of these batches. Heather Sean Hannity asked back with her obsession. Yes, she's obsessed with Lisa, and I'm not even sure why. I'm not. Oh my God. Remember the movie Heathers? Yes, exactly. I always talk about Heathers. That movie, that, exactly. Huh? Ladies, don't bring your rings or brothers-in-law when you're around Monica and her 20 lawsuit fraudulent behind. No. Look, I like Monica. They're trying to, what's that called? Mess with her reputation. They're acting like she doesn't pay bills. I did like what she says back to people. People keep bringing up, oh, there was this bill. Oh, there's that bill. So what? People have bills. Like, I'm not caring about that. But it's really weak that that's all people can come up with is that you have an unpaid bill. She already told us about her mistakes. And she's already paid for her mistakes. She lost her husband. She lost her family. So yeah, that can be the joke. Don't bring your brother-in-law when you're around Monica. But you'd also have to make sure that your brother-in-law is not a hoe too. And everybody has lawsuits. And yeah, she doesn't, that they said something about it was fraud, or they said the name was different. But that case was settled. From what I understand, that's not true. Yeah, we see where you stand, Emmanuel. You're gonna, it's okay. We still love you. I don't care how much I need that check. Would be subject myself to a gang of Karens. Yeah, like it seems like, I hope she got paid plenty, because this is definitely a gang of Karens. All of them. Interesting. Yes, they're remaking Heathers. It's so weird. So weird. And then we have Monica. She wasn't even trying to hide it. She's so real. She doesn't even fake it for the camera. Gotta give it to her. Gotta give it to her. So anyway, you guys, we just had a leftovers and recaps freaking live here on Larger Curves. We did Married to Medicine. I showed you my freaking battle with the trolls and Instagram comments on that. And then we went over to Real Housewives of Potomac. And then we hit Real Housewives of, was it Miami? And then we went over to Beverly Hills, and we just finished with Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So that has been the Larger Curves, leftovers, and recaps after Indigenous People Day special live. I hope you guys had a fabulous time. I mentioned when we first started that I have a date with my son, and we're about to go watch this new movie on Disney with Black Santa, you guys. You know I'm all about Black Santa. Me and Mims are obsessed. And they have a Black Santa movie on Disney, and it has Ludacris. Ludacris plays the dad in it. And that guy, I think his name is Rel. He's hilarious on the show he's on. Oh my God, he's funny. And he plays Santa. And so far it starts with Ludacris. So it opens with Ludacris telling us why he hates Christmas as a man. Because when he was a young boy, he was like 7 or 8 years old. And his mom takes him to the mall to go see Santa so he can ask for what he wants. And they get to the mall, and he goes to the top dog himself. He says that he wasn't even going to go, but he decided since he had some issues, he was going to go talk to the man who can get you anything you want. So they go to the mall, and he sits on Santa's lap, and that Santa in their mall was black too. I was like, oh my God, how awesome is this? So he's sitting on the guy's lap, and he's like, hey, he's like, can you make my parents stop fighting and make my dad come home? And the Black Santa looks over to his mom, and he said, oh, is that your mom right there? And he said, yeah. He said, yeah. He said, well, my dad's been gone for a couple of days now. And, you know, and I just want my mom and dad to be happy. And my dad, he likes to fish. So if you can bring over his fishing pole, then he'll think that my mom got it for him, and everything will be fixed. So Santa says, oh, okay, what's your address? And the little boy tells him the address. So then that night they go home, and they're at home, and there's the Christmas tree, and there's cookies on the table and a roaring fire. And then all of a sudden there's some commotion downstairs. And so, of course, the little boy rushes down the stairs because he thinks he's going to see Santa. And he does see Santa. And Santa's fighting his dad because Santa's putting all the presents into the bag and stealing the cookies. And so his dad is like, he's taking the presents. He's taking the presents. And so his dad is fighting Santa. The Christmas tree tips into the fire. And the mom comes downstairs and is grabbing the dad to get him off of Santa. What are you doing? Without knowing what's wrong, she should have jumped on Santa's ass too and got the presents back, because while she's stopping the husband from whooping Santa's ass, Santa absconds with all the presents and all the cookies, and they never have Christmas as a family again, is how the movie starts. So I got to go finish watching it. It looked like it was going to be really good, and I haven't seen a Christmas movie like that, but any movie that starts with a thieving ass Santa is a Christmas movie after my own heart. Leave it after Fridays. Which Friday was that again, Daddy? Friday after next Christmas or something like that. Friday after next Christmas. Remember when they got their stuff stolen by the crackhead in the thing and everybody remember? Anyway, yeah, so it was a little of that. I really thought that was funny. But I hope you guys are doing excellent. Oh, wait, more comments real quick. What did it say? What's this one say? You're right. Imagine someone is becoming your friend, and little do they know she's suing your beauty lab the whole time. I know, right? And I heard the way the story went was that, yes, they're becoming friends, but wasn't it Heather who sued the unpaying customer first, and then came to find out that the unpaying customer was in fact the same Monica Garcia. When Monica answered the complaint earlier this year, she answered a complaint, and that's how it finally came out. I thought that this is the Monica. And when Heather got the answer for the complaint from Monica, it was Monica's complaint said that Heather's lawsuit was frivolous because it was also based off of personal feelings or something. I don't know. But yeah, it was a big to-do. I wouldn't, hey, imagine someone becoming your friend and little did you know they're suing your beauty lab. Well, you know, if my beauty lab did something to somebody's face that wasn't beautiful, and then somebody at my lab made an agreement with me that I could go get it fixed and not pay, then the lab should have probably honored that, because look, it's called Beauty Lab. It's not called Fuck Me Up Lab, you know? Good morning. I'm happy that Monica is on my screen, right? Salt Lake City would be so boring without her. Exactly, mademoiselle. I love Monica. I love Mary. The quirkier, the realer, the better. Spray tans and fake roses can go, and freaking inbreds and Versace glaces, all that stuff can go.
Anyway, I'm sure that one day someone will give you a name. Your name is Face Blam! Face Blam!
That was hilarious. That was hilarious. Anyway, you guys, I got to go finish watching that movie with my family. You guys be awesome, be you, and be nice, except for when you're being a little messy. Okay? Anyway, love you guys. See you in the next video. Smash my buttons, ring the bells, leave a comment. I love interacting. Peace.